And with spring break only 2 weeks away, Christina Baker is here to let us know if we can be expecting any spring-like weather maybe soon. Christina?
Thanks, guys. So currently, right now, it's about 30 degrees out under some clouds, and we're going to be seeing some residual flurries throughout today. Looking forward to the rest of the week. Well, I'll tell you what's going to happen in a couple of minutes. So back to you guys.
Thanks, Christina. Now let's move on to our local news.
A former Ann Arbor City Councilman has entered academia. Eastern Michigan University has named Lee Greedon as their new Government and Community Relations Chief. Greedon, an Ann Arbor attorney, will be paid $135,000 per year in his new position. Greedon's 6-year term ended in 2009 after losing by 6 votes in the August primary elections. Many attributed his loss to a controversy over emails sent during council meetings that discussed votes and made snide comments about council members. Greedon publicly apologized at his last council meeting. And a new program in Washtenaw County is saving the lives of the homeless. Last winter, the Shelter Association of Washtenaw County started the rotating shelter program due to the needs for more beds. 23 churches across Washtenaw County helped by hosting a handful of homeless men for 1 week, December through March. During the week, volunteers pick up the guests in the evening, serve them a meal, play cards, watch videos, and listen to their stories. The rotating shelter program, with the help of local churches, is currently giving 50 additional men a place to sleep during cold Michigan winters.
And they say there are plenty of fish in the sea. However, according to federal officials hosting a meeting in Ypsilanti on Wednesday, this may be a problem. In recent months, federal officials have noticed that the invasive Asian carp have moved much closer up the Mississippi River than previously thought. The meeting in Ypsilanti is meant to discuss the federal government's plans for protecting the Great Lakes from this invasive species. Asian carp are seen as a threat to fishing and shipping in the region. Asian carp reproduce quickly and have large appetites, potentially destabilizing the Great Lakes ecosystem. And officials in Ann Arbor have announced today that they have realigned management structures in one of the city's departments. Planning and development services will now be broken down into 3 divisions: Planning Division, Construction Division, and Rental Housing and General Permits Division. This will all be overseen by Sumit Bal, who is the interim county community services director. This is part of an effort to directly address construction projects in Ann Arbor.
And now joining us in the studio is Ariana Gerber with some health news for the week. Ariana?
Thank you, ladies. There may be hope for those affected by autism. A new study by the National Center for Scientific Research in France found that a hormone-infused nasal spray can help autistic patients with social skills. The spray, containing the hormone oxytocin, was originally used to make women more maternal and men less shy. The study tested the spray on 13 adults with either high-functioning autism or Asperger's syndrome. After using the spray, participants scored much higher on a face recognition test and participated in a game of catch with others. Autism now affects 1 in 110 children, and even higher for boys. There is no medical detection or cure for autism, so it is important that research continues. On a happier note, residents of Boulder, Colorado are some of the healthiest and happiest people in the country. In contrast to Huntington, West Virginia, home to the least content, Boulder ranked number 1 on the Gallup Healthways Wellbeing Index. According to research director Dan Witters, cities out west score highest on the scale, the exception being Holland, Michigan, which is number 2. And finally, the Center for Science in the Public Interest has asked the National Heart, Lung, and Blood Institute to terminate its partnership with Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola is sponsoring a program to raise awareness of heart disease among women. So why the resistance? Many believe soda companies are responsible for the growing obesity problem in the United States. Snack companies involved in the program are facing similar problems. That's all for your health news tonight. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks for that, Ari. Now we're going to turn to news that's affecting our state this week. The Senate delayed bills that would modify Michigan's stem cell amendment. This bill would permit embryonic stem cell research. Majority Leader Mike Bishop worries that the changes would lead to job losses and may not reflect what the voters want. Voters, however, did approve the ballot in a general election. According to Crane's Detroit Press, the bishop's spokesperson said, quote, "It is important that legislation not change the will of the people," end quote. Researchers say the 6 bills would hurt the state's stem cell research industry. Many believe Michigan researchers already have enough regulations. Michigan is one of 9 states that has passed legislation permitting embryonic stem cell research.
One shift is going to be eliminated at the Ford Auto Alliance Assembly in Flat Rock, Michigan on June 12th. The elimination of this shift will result in the cut of 900 jobs at the plant. This plant makes parts for the Mazda 6 and Ford Mustang. The cut is due to declining sales of these cars. Some of these workers will be shifted to higher capacity plants, such as the plants in Chicago or Wayne, Michigan. And Pittsfield Township neighborhood is getting some much needed help from the legal system. A Washtenaw County judge issued a restraining order prohibiting a power company from cutting trees. A court hearing later this month will determine whether or not the ITC Holding Corporation can continue trimming trees along Beach Drive. Residents climbed onto the trees to prevent the corporation from cutting down additional ones. The restraining order includes all of Beach Drive, not just the 8 homeowners who originally filed the lawsuit.
And the former Republican Speaker of the Michigan House, Craig DeRoche, was arrested for drunk driving. Witnesses who did not recognize him initially called the police when they saw a man who could barely stand up get out of his car to walk into a store in Saline. Police officers found that his blood alcohol content had reached almost 25%, 0.25%. That's more than 3 times the Michigan legal driving limit of 0.08. And in an attempt to save on Michigan spending, Governor Jennifer Granholm proposed a plan. It will now allow roughly 7,500 Michigan inmates out of prison early. Many prosecutors are opposed to this and believe that it poses a major threat to public security. Granholm's plan would allow inmates to cut time off the sentences for good behavior. It also allows for more inmates to be released under electric monitoring outside of the prison walls. This very aggressive new proposal would allow for the state to close more prisons. And that's all for your state news. We'll take a quick break, but be sure to stay with us. There's more Newsfeed coming up.
I'm Billy Holbert, and you have just been...
Billy.
Hi, Penny?
That's right.
What are you doing?
Just staying in style with Lady Gaga's new line. You like it?
Hello?
Don, where are you? Why aren't you watching your children? What are you doing?
Kate, chill out. I'm out with the boys watching E-Buzz.
No. It is my night to watch E-Buzz. What are you doing?
Look, I'm watching E-Buzz. I gotta watch E-Buzz. It's my night.
Don, you can watch E-Buzz on the blog. It is my turn to watch it. You go find your children right now.
Oh, there's 8 of them. Why don't you find a few?
Go find your children. I'm watching E-Buzz.
Fine. Oh, you're such a...
And this year's Wolvie for the best show goes to You Say Maize, I Say Blue.
Woo!
Now, I'm real proud of y'all. I'm gonna let you finish. Just saying, E-Buzz has the best show on Wolf TV.
Welcome back to Newsfeed. We'll turn now to Jade Hanson in the studio with the latest out of Hollywood. Jade?
Thanks, ladies. One day after Charlie Sheen was charged with a felony and misdemeanor counts related to the Christmas Day altercation between him and Brooke Mueller, Mueller checked herself into rehab. Mueller, who checked into the Canyon Treatment Center in Malibu on February 9th, did it for her children, claims a source close to the family. No word has been released on how long her inpatient treatment will last. And as if TV show wasn't enough, the Kardashian sisters recently teamed up with BB to release a fashion line. The line was unveiled at the New York Fashion Week yesterday. Guests at that show included former Cheetah Girl Adrienne Bailon and Jersey Shore cast member Jenny J. Wow. The line, which is 90% more affordable than all the other lines found at the New York Fashion Week, is available in stores and online at bb.com. And in television news, All My Children will be saying goodbye to a character which has been starring on the show for more than 27 years. David Kaderi, who plays power broker Adam Chandler, announced earlier this week he will be retiring from the ABC soap. The 5 Daytime Emmy Award winner stated, quote, "My career on All My Children has given me more than words could ever convey, both professionally and personally," unquote. 2 days later, after Lady Gaga dedicated her performance at the Brit Awards in London to the late Alexander McQueen, information was released by a British medical examiner stating that his death was in fact suicide. The examiner also confirmed the designer, who was found last Thursday in his apartment, died due to the lack of oxygen and hanging. McQueen will be missed by the British fashion community, and the London Fashion Week officials have been working very hard in planning a tribute to the designer, which will